What is going on, everybody? It is Pat from the Recaps, and today I'm not going to be recapping anything. I'm actually going to be reviewing something. We are doing a spoiler-free review of Stranger Things Season 4, Part 1. Netflix has been doing this recently. They've been breaking up some of the more popular shows into two parts. They did it with Ozark. They're now doing it with Stranger Things. And the good news is we don't have to wait long for Part 2 because that is dropping, I think, late June, maybe early July. I probably should know that. But if you do need a recap of Season 3, just hit the tab in the upper right-hand corner. I believe it's up there. If it's not, hit thumbs down for that. Season 4 kicks off about a year and a half after the events of Season 3. Both parties have split up now, so you've got the Byers family moving away with 11 to Lenora, California to start a new life. And then you've got the Wheeler family along with Dustin and Lucas and Max, them sticking behind in Hawkins, Indiana to continue the life that they have. All the kids are now starting high school, and they're all kind of split up into different factions. Now you've got Lucas, who continues to play Dungeons and Dragons, but he's also joined the basketball team. And this isn't like today. This is 1980s, so you've got the jocks and the nerds split up. Maybe it was like that in your high school. It wasn't like that in mine. You've also got 11 doing something she's never really done, which is going to school. And for a guy like Will and a guy like Jonathan, they're used to that. But 11 is not, and she's dealing with that along with a long-distance relationship because her and Mike continue to communicate. Nancy and Jonathan are doing the same thing, though. They continue to communicate via letters, but that is obviously a strain. It's a strain in 2022. It's definitely a strain when you have to rely on the United States Postal Service. So you've got all of that going on, and then on top of it, they are completely unaware of the fact that Hopper is alive. He's in Kamchatka, Russia. He is dealing with that, just trying to survive every day, but also trying to get word to his friends, i.e. Joyce, to get him out. So that's how the season starts off, but then you've got a death. A death of a character that sparks off the whole point of this season, because obviously what happens in Hawkins, Indiana doesn't stay too calm for long, and they've got yet another issue to deal with. You're probably wondering at this point if the season is any good. Come over here. It's water. That's good. This season is unbelievable. So good. They have outdone themselves. Now, one of the things about this season is it is violent from the jump. I mean, it is the most violent season that Stranger Things has ever done. And I feel like with Stranger Things, the show has grown along with the audience. The audience might have started out as kids, actually kids that probably are the age of the kids now, teenagers. But it's gotten progressively more violent. It reminded me a lot of the Harry Potter franchise. How if you watch that first Harry Potter movie and you watch the last one, it really jumped up on the violent screen. So some of the deaths in this show and this season are at times like, holy crap, I can't believe they actually did that, because we're used to Stranger Things being a violent show. Don't get me wrong in that sense, but they really tick it up to another level. I personally was very concerned when I saw that Part 1 was going to be 7 episodes, with Part 2 being episodes 8 and 9, and that is it for Season 4. That's going to be a little rushed. It might be. I haven't watched Part 2 yet, but Part 1, the pacing was great. The way that they bounce around from different storylines, from going from Hawkins to Lenora to Russia, back to Lenora to Hawkins, it is so well done, and the storyline is great this season. I felt like, there's been a couple of hiccups with Stranger Things. I mean, mainly that episode where 11 went to go find her sister wasn't very good. There isn't an episode in this season that is filler, that is a waste. It's all great. I know a lot is being made of the times of these episodes. I didn't find it distracting one bit, and I absolutely loved it. Now, if you're somebody who does find that sort of thing maybe a little daunting, that these episodes went from 50 minutes to an hour and a half, okay, maybe you might lean towards the side of this is running a little bit long, but they don't leave a lot in the episode where you're not entertained. Even the part where they probably could condense and could speed up, you are entertained. Personally, I'm the idiot that didn't realize that Hopper was alive. But that whole storyline of Hopper being in Russia and having to try to get out is great. And how he tries to get out is phenomenal with communicating. And that's one of the aspects of this season that I think they did really well with, was really honing in on the fact that it's set in 1986. So there are things like the popularity of roller skating rinks, the fact that you don't know what the internet is, or the kids don't know what the internet is. Things like that are tremendous, and they really dig into that. So, look, if you're a fan of the show, you're obviously excited for this season. It's been a while since we have been in Hawkins, Indiana, and I know you can't wait for it. You are in for an absolute treat. Netflix hit this out of the park. The wait is absolutely worth it. Credit to the Duffer Brothers. The villain that they have is really, really strong. And even after this season, I can't wait for part 2. But there are some questions that I still have, and I think the audience is still going to have with this new villain that the kids have to fight. And the fact that 11 no longer has her powers is a huge, huge factor in all of this, because they're so used to relying on 11, and all the kids know that. But they're also dealing with things in their life that they aren't used to. I mentioned the long-term relationship thing, but Max is dealing with the death of her brother that she just can't shake, and she's just a different person. They're dealing with the fact of making new friends, and Lucas is dealing with the fact of having to do the Dungeons and Dragons thing, which is considered nerdy, but also doing the athlete thing, which is considered cool, and juggling that aspect, and having to deal with the social class issue of not wanting to be a nerd. It's really well done. I can't say enough good things about it, and I can't wait for you guys to check it out. But they do end up meeting a new character that ends up becoming really crucial to the season, named Eddie. He runs the Dungeons and Dragons Club, and I'm interested to hear from people that lived through the 80s on how accurate high school was. As I kind of mentioned earlier, my high school was completely different. It was awesome, and I love my time there, but I did feel like at times it ran into some lazy tropes, but the lazy tropes weren't so much where you go, all right, like this is getting cheesy. It was just awesome. So definitely make sure to not walk, but run to your TV this upcoming Friday. I'm recording this on a Tuesday, so Friday the episodes come out. And let me know what you guys think and your predictions for part 2 once you're finished with this. Please consider subscribing to the channel. That would be cool. Hit thumbs up if you like this. Smash that thumbs down button if you got to this point and you're like, wow, this video sucks. If you do want to support the channel, I do have a Patreon. The link is in the description. That would be cool if you hit that as well. And as I said, make sure to check out my Season 3 recap. Honestly, you don't even have to watch it. Just put it on mute and let the ads run because I have bills to pay. That would be much appreciated. I will have Season 4, the entire recap, dropping on Friday. So if you're watching this now, you don't have Netflix, you're in a country that doesn't have it. I don't know what country wouldn't have it, but whatever. If you need a recap, it will be being dropped on Friday. So just take a look out for that. Thank you so much for checking this out. And make sure you, as I said, once again, check out Stranger Things Season 4. It is incredible.